Anyway, I'm just coming on here to talk a little bit about the hackable animal uh, situation. Hackable humans, hackable animals is what I forget what that guy's name is, but that's what he called us. So this is what we had to come to terms with as far as targeted individuals. Uh, like like many people said before, we are the test run. We are the test run. So this is what's going to be going on worldwide. And man, what I've came to realize, like, uh, like he said that they can hack uh hundreds of thousands of people at the same time. They not lying. Cause see, you gotta realize, like, you know how you think that these people they get your notification on their phone, and all of a sudden they just know what to say at the right time to gaslight you, or uh you might just go on a trip somewhere and be in a whole nother state, and you'll run into people, and those people will be saying stuff about what happened in that state that you wasn't even in before you got there. You know, so I say I can leave Tennessee and go to Georgia, or Alabama or something like that. These people in the next state over, they'll say the same exact things that I could have had a conversation about. And it's not always that they've got somebody, as far as hive mind team, in position. It's not always that. I'm telling you. It's just like the movie The Matrix. When Neo is running from the Smiths, okay? Because Neo basically was uh, a glitch in the Matrix, and it didn't want him in there because they knew that he could basically defeat the system. So it's the same exact way. So if you travel someplace, I don't care if you flew on a plane to get over there, a jet or something like that, right? And you got there a faster amount of time, right? Uh, those familiar spirits, that's what they call them in the Bible, familiar spirits. We, today's time, we call them, uh, remote neural monitoring. Let's see, the people who hiding and they doing a remote monitoring. They can hijack. That's just like the Smiths on the Matrix. Those were just like familiar spirits. They can hijack a vessel, aka a body. So they can hack right into that person's body that's standing right next to you and start talking straight through that person's body, coming out that person's mouth. All right. That also goes right back into scriptures where, um, they would say that he have the power of all kindreds, all tongues, all the nations. That's exactly what that is. Okay, so I don't care if you flew to Cuba and you knew if you could speak whatever language they speak, or you say you flew to Jamaica and you started, you went over there and they started speaking uh, whatever language it is they speak, or you go to China and they start speaking their language, Chinese or whatever, right? And you can understand it, they're going to be speaking that language to you, straight out that person's mouth, to gaslight you or whatever the situation may be, to get you out of character, because that's the name of the game with this, is to get you out of character. So they can put a label on you, perhaps put you in a mental hospital, even though we've heard them say this, they coming out telling the truth that they can hack humans. And this is basically Satan's army, okay? Because you got to realize that the stuff that they do identifies them as Satan's army. All right, so they're doing human trafficking, they're snatching up children and doing stuff to children. They got all type of pedophiles and kidnappers and all that type of stuff working with them. So they are definitely Satan's army. All right, and uh, they have infiltrated every facet of society. And you got to ask yourself, how is that possible? Okay, we know that they do have the different organizations like the Freemasons, the Eastern Stars, the police department, the fire department, all this different stuff. But you got to understand that this technology goes beyond that because, like I just told you, they can jump straight into a person's body, tap into that person, whoever they say. Everybody around you is a hackable person. So you got thousands of hackable people around you at one time, and you may not necessarily be hackable anymore. All right, just like I told you, they told me in the V2K that uh, when I come up off the ground, like I told you, I passed out. I feel like I was on fire. I passed out, and when I woke back up, they were saying, "Oh man, you saw that? You know, he took all my power away." And I was still trying to figure out what power that is. The power is the mind control. All right, so the people who have given their power over to the system are the ones that we call the gang stalkers, the what you call it, CBA, community based agents. Okay, they've given their power over to it. So therefore, that means they may not even necessarily uh, be aware of the stuff that they are doing sometimes. Now I know there's plenty of people who do know what they're doing, but I'm talking about those people who, just like I said, you could travel somewhere else, and then they'll just start talking straight through that person, jump right into their vessel, aka their body, and start talking to you. And I've had it happen. I've had them speak through people that I've been around saying, and I quote, just like this: "You should uh, be quiet because a lot of people don't know what you know." And they were saying that through another person's body. Had nothing to do with the conversation that we was talking about. I've heard them talking through uh, people in my household stating, "Okay, I'm ready to go home. I'm about to go home." And I'm like, "Well, you are at home, so where are you going?" You know what I mean? But the thing of it is that is the actual that familiar spirit, that person who's sitting somewhere, uh, at some type of secret army base or whatever, however they do it. They can speak through that person, and they can actually carry out attacks. So the good thing about the V2K, people look at V2K as negative. I found ways to look at V2K in positive because it's actually lets you know uh, when that familiar spirit or whoever's using that vessel that's around you, uh, right after they do something, and if you don't fall for it, just say they're trying to set up some type of scenario to where they can get you to act out or something like that. I can hear them talking about it because they get mad and they start saying things like, "Oh, I'm sick of him. I'm sick of him," or I've heard them say, I'm sick of him talking about God," or you know, stuff like that. They just kind of tell on themselves, just like I just said when I woke up off the ground and they were conversing amongst each other, saying, "Did you see that he got up like it wasn't nothing?" That's what they were saying. And I said, "Well, it took all my power." And they said, one of them said, "Well, don't worry about it. It's gonna come back to us." So this is what I feel like the come back to us part is once they get you on those meds, get you in all type of get you in the psych ward, possibly beat you, because this is trauma based mind control. So this is how they're achieving these goals. This is why they have to constantly harass you, uh, get you in these situations that stress you out because stress is a form of trauma. Harassment is a form of trauma. Okay, so it's all trauma based mind control. So if they can traumatize you, as far as like, okay, you got the COVID going on in society, everyone's scared, they gonna die. That's why the scriptures tell you about not being fearful, because being fearful is not of God. Okay, you can't be scared of them, because they'll be able to use you then. They can use you real easily that way. But anyway, yeah, so people who receive V2K, don't just look at it as negative all the time because yeah, they cussing you out. They saying all this stuff about you, but the scripture said that they were gonna do that. They said you gonna get caught everything but a child of God. All right, so just listen to what it's saying. Ignore it. Don't let it make you get mad, but you can catch them in their own game. You know what I mean? You got to use it uh, to kind of help you to understand how they playing the game that they're doing. Facts, yeah, bro. Yeah, cause like even in your situation, my man who just commented, I watch your videos. Those people who are around you, bro, those are vessels. Those are vessels for um, the ones that are actually carrying out the attack against you. Okay, so they're trying to traumatize you more and more to where they can actually get a hold to you, but I don't feel like they actually have a hold of you like they want to. And same way with me, because if that was the case, they wouldn't do the 24/7 around the clock stuff that they do to us. You know what I'm saying? So as far as like with your V2K, and then you got the people around you come outside at the same time. It's all part of the traumatization. So they got to keep traumatizing you every day until you crack, so they can, it's a way to fragment your mind into these different compartments to where they have access to this compartment, that compartment, this personality, that personality, another personality. So they're trying to fracture your mind and split it so they can turn you into one of those fucking loony people that go and shoot up a school or, go and do something real drastic or something like that. But, man, just keep up the fight, bro. Don't give in to them, you know what I'm saying? Because they going to keep doing what they doing. A lot of them don't even know that they're actually doing that to you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them don't. Now the ones that stay in your neighborhood, they definitely know. That's their job. They move in around you just to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you ever move from wherever you live at now to a new spot, you'll see what I'm saying. They'll they'll actually move a whole nother group of people in, and those guys will be carrying out different type of psyops and stuff like that to get you to flip out, get better control over you. So that's all it is. Like I deal with it at all my jobs and stuff. Like I just got this job here, and like 3 people that I used to work with at my old job showed up on the same damn day I got here. It's like that's crazy. 3 people. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'll get back on here later. But yeah, most of these people are being hijacked. The ones that are aware of it, the ones that are not hijacked, they have basically giving themselves over to the system. So for perks and stuff like that.